Hi everyone, I am Mutmainna Shitsu. I'm a student from the University of Ilorin here in Nigeria. I study health education. I'm currently studying health education. I'm a final year student and I'm a writer. I write about health informations and I enlighten people more about the health issues and give more understanding regarding that. All right, so today we're going to be talking about depression, and it's a global issue, health issue, and I feel it's something we should talk about. Globally, we have close to 350 million people suffering from depression, and 10 to 19-year-old experience mental disorder in the country, like globally. So now, sometimes you feel sad, sometimes you feel bad, most likely because of your day-to-day challenges at work, at school, or maybe with your colleagues. Most time it's not always depression. It might be just a feeling of maybe you're just feeling down or anything. But when it comes to depression, it's a major health condition, and it sometimes leads to suicide if not taken care of. It was proven that women and adults suffer much from depression, because most likely because of the stages some women pass through. That is why they suffer from depression. So I would like to let you know some symptoms that when you start feeling those symptoms, you're likely to be suffering from depression. And it is very important that you recognize the health issue quickly and seek help so that it doesn't lead to a serious issue later on. Because depression has been proven to cause suicide, which is the fourth global health the fourth leading cause of death in the country. So one of the symptoms of depression, which I would like to know today, is the feeling of sadness or irritability. Sometimes when you feel sad and you just don't know the cause of the sadness, or you just don't know what is wrong with you, and you're always feeling sad, you're not happy, or you just want to feel you want to be alone, the feeling of emptiness, you're most likely suffering from depression when you start feeling sad and empty. And also having a low self-esteem. Most times when you're with your colleagues or you're with your family, and then you feel like you're not meeting up to the standard, or you just want to like feel relaxed a bit, you don't want to mingle with them, you feel they're more than you, or you're not making up with their standard, or so you are likely to be suffering from depression. And the best thing to do is to seek help on time. And also feeling pain, fatigue, or weakness without any medical condition. When you start feeling weak and you're not diagnosed, or you're feeling pain and you're not diagnosed medically that you're suffering from kind of disease or kind of health issue medically, then you are likely to be suffering from depression. And like I said earlier, the earlier you detect, or the earlier you recognize your ailments, the earlier you recognize that you're suffering from depression, the better, and the better you seek for medical help as well. So, and to state more about the symptoms of depression, we can as well say sometimes when you have changes in appetite, you just don't want to eat, or you feel like you are losing weight and you are not having any kind of health issue medically, then you should be able to seek a medical help, therapy, a therapy session with someone so that you can discuss your issue with the person, and then you're likely to discover that you're suffering from depression. So moving on to what depression is and what can catalyze depression. It's so sad that even among your friends or your family members, you might not know this particular person is suffering from depression. Among those things that can catalyze depression, we have having passed through adverse life events like loss of job or loss of job. For example, now you have maybe like a uncle, aunt, a father, a colleague, a friend, or family that lost his or her job, and the person has been feeling down, and you just feel like the person is not meeting up with what you want the person to meet up with. The person is likely to be suffering from depression, and what is expected of you as a friend is to be able to help, or you seek medical attention, you seek help on behalf of the person so that you can tackle the issue together and it doesn't lead to suicide. As well as traumatic events like rape, assault, bullying, and everything like this. Anyone that has passed through this kind of event or this kind of traumatic event is likely to suffer from depression. Most times they might not know, but until they realize that they're not who they used to be, and they just feel like this is not me, and I'm feeling down. I don't want to mix with my colleagues. Maybe my colleagues are like this before. So sometimes they might start feeling down, start feeling bad. They don't want to mingle with them. They're likely suffering from depression. And then, how do we handle depression? I mean, how do we treat it? Sometimes you're not advised to take antidepressants, though it should be the last option to be used. So, how else can you tackle depression if not with antidepressants? We have the therapy session, we have the behavioral therapy, we have the interpersonal therapy, and we have the behavioral activities that you can do so that you don't move on to the next stage of depression, which is suicide or the thought of suicide. Let's not forget, I didn't mention that suicide is a mental disorder. Yeah, it's a mental disorder, and when we're talking about health, we have the physical health, we have the emotional health, we have the social health, we have the mental health. So for it to be healthy, you have to complete this, even though it is proven that you can't be completely healthy. That is, you can be completely healthy, having no physical challenges, emotional challenges, social challenges, mental challenges. So you can be completely healthy. But then I just want us to know that the mental health is a crucial part of our healthiness. So when we're talking about the ways by which we can tackle depression, which I just stated earlier, where we have the behavioral therapy, we have the interpersonal therapy, we have the behavioral activities. So here you can, as a friend, you can take the person to a therapist where they can start gradually. Maybe the person will start speaking up. Tell me what you've been through. How are you feeling? Do you think about this? Do you think about this? So from there, you can you can tackle the depression, the health issue that way. Okay, so when we're talking about the interpersonal therapy, sometimes when you move with someone that is depressed, you assist the person in tackling it without even needing any medical attention. That is a responsibility of a friend or a colleague. So you have to like build the social status of that person and build the person's esteem and let the person feel among, let the person feel like, oh yeah, I'm alive this time around. And then before you know it, the person will be able to live well as time goes on. So when we're talking about depression, it's not something that comes suddenly. Yeah, it doesn't just come suddenly for some people. Sometimes it comes suddenly to other people. When we're talking about those people that don't experience depression suddenly, it might start coming in, but then they don't realize. Most especially in low income countries or middle income countries where they have no access to primary health care, where they can be enlightened, where they can always have health related topics to talk about. They don't realize that they are having depression, and gradually they got hitting up, and the way they react towards depression might be hazardous. let's say, for example, some people react to depression by drinking, because sometimes when they feel like, "Ah, I'm living a worthless life," they just want to drink and drink themselves to stupor, and that is so bad for their health. And when they realize that this is getting out of hand, they want to take another step, and that is maybe like moving to suicide or anything. So, as well as those people that have this depression suddenly, most people, like 85% of people suffering from depression have it coming gradually without them noticing or anything. And among the other percent that have it suddenly, it's just a matter of or maybe you lost your job and suddenly you just get into depression, or the person of failure can as well cause depression. So, like I stated earlier, 75% of people suffering from depression are from underdeveloped country, because they do not have access to primary health care that can save them and let them know the state of their health. Okay, so I said there is an effective treatment for mild, moderate, and severe depression. Yes, there is treatment for it, and the earlier you discover that you're having depression, the better for you, and the earlier for you to seek a medical attention. For today, recognize depression, get help, and get helped. Thank you so much.